queen Jezebel was the daughter of Ethbaal, king of Sidon, and the wife of Ahab, king of Israel. Jezebel promoted the worship of false gods in Israel, harassed and killed God's prophets, and arranged for an innocent man to be falsely charged and executed. Jezebel and King Ahab. And Ahab the son of Omri did evil in the sight of the Lord above all that were before him. And it came to pass, as if it had been a light thing for him to walk in the sins. And it came to pass, as if it had been a light thing for him to walk in the sins of the Zidonians, and went and served Baal, and worshipped him. Before becoming king, Ethbaal was noted to have been a priest of Astarte, which was the Greek form of the moon goddess Ashtoreth. Astarte is what the Phoenicians called her. According to Easton's Bible Dictionary, Ashtoreth was frequently associated with the name of Baal, the sun god, the Phoenicians' chief male deity. And he reared up an altar for Baal in the house of Baal, which he had built in Samaria. And Ahab made a grove, and Ahab did more to provoke the Lord God of Israel, to anger than all the kings of Israel that were before him. During Ahab's reign in Israel, the people were deeply divided as to either worship and serve Baal or the Lord. Animosities were so heightened that Jezebel ordered the death of the Lord's prophets, while she fully supported the prophets of Baal and Asherah. And Ahab called Obadiah, which was the governor of his house. Now Obadiah feared the Lord greatly. For it was so, when Jezebel cut off the prophets of the Lord, that Obadiah took 100 prophets, and hid them by 50 in a cave, and fed them with bread and water. A confrontation ensued between Elijah and King Ahab, which resulted in a gathering of all the prophets at Mount Carmel. At the gathering Elijah proclaimed himself to be the only remaining prophet of the Lord, following the execution of the others. The prophets of Baal numbered 450. And they cried aloud, and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lancets, till the blood gushed out on them. And Elijah said to all the people, "Come near to me." And all the people came near to him. And he repaired the altar of the Lord that was broken down. And Elijah took 12 stones, according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, to whom the word of the Lord came, saying, "Israel shall be your name." And with the stones he built an altar in the name of the Lord, and he made a trench about the altar, as great as would contain 2 measures of seed. And he put the wood in order, and cut the bullock in pieces, and laid him on the wood. And said, "Fill 4 barrels with water, and pour it on the burnt sacrifice, and on the wood." And he said, "Do it the 2nd time." And they did it the 2nd time. And he said, "Do it the 3rd time." And they did it the 3rd time. And the water ran round about the altar, and he filled the trench also with water. And it came to pass at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that Elijah the prophet came near, and said, "Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, let it be known this day that you are God in Israel, and that I am your servant, and that I have done all these things at your word. Hear me, O Lord, hear me, that this people may know that you are the Lord God, and that you have turned their heart back again." Then the fire of the Lord fell, and consumed the burnt sacrifice, and the wood, and the stones, and the dust, and licked up the water that was in the trench.